I don't know a lot about the Decred.
Kidding about printing.
Flooding the system with money.
Yes, exactly.
And there's no end to your ability to do that.
We will do whatever we need to do to make sure that there's enough cash in the bank.
I wish I was more educated on Decred. Decred. He is bullish on Decred.
In this session, we're going to look at governance and specifically the Decred system of Politea. Now, Politea and governance was one of the core reasons why Decred got developed. What happened is the core developers saw that there was an issue with Bitcoin's governance, the way that the community could never agree on a specific upgrade or a specific direction. And over time, it became obvious that there was never going to be, or there was not going to be, massive substantial upgrades. Currently in the Bitcoin system, they prefer soft forks to hard forks, which in layman's term is just a different way of upgrading the system. The soft fork basically says that all the nodes don't have to run the same software. Now, in my opinion, this becomes a massive issue for future and the security of any project. So what Decred did is they saw that this governance was going to be a problem. They said, look, let's build this in from the beginning. Let's make sure the relevant people have a say in how the project moves forward. Now, for me, the relevant people are the people that actually hold the coins, the people that use the coins. Should have the say. In Bitcoin, the majority of the say obviously goes to the big holders, or they go to the miners. That's still the same in Decred. The big holders still get the say, and the miners still get some of the say, of course, on whether they want to mine the coin or whatever. But the majority of the upgrades, the majority of everything that goes on in the system is down to the stakeholders and down to the coin holders to agree. Now, governance on Decred happens in three ways. The first way is you obviously buy a ticket. And once you buy a ticket, current price is something like 160 Decred. Once you buy a ticket, your ticket then goes up for voting. So the first way is it votes on the validity of a block, on whether a block has followed the rules. If a block that's being mined doesn't follow the rules, it won't get your vote, your ticket's vote, your staking vote, and it could fail. So that's one way in which governance happens. It just makes sure that every block that's being mined is following the current set of rules. The second way is the protocol changes. So as Decred matures, as it needs improving, or as new things want to be innovated on, the stakeholders vote on whether that implementation goes forward. So the upgrade actually goes into the node system. The node operators upgrade their nodes, and once a relevant amount of node operators have upgraded to the specific version, before that version gets activated, it actually goes to the vote. If the vote fails, it never gets activated. If it succeeds, it gets activated and the new software becomes the system. This is a great mechanism, obviously, because it stops hard forking, because it says that actual fact the people that are running the system, the people that are holding the coins, have to be aligned in order for this to move forward. And so far we've had several hard forks that have improved the system, and that they've been very successful. And as it goes forward, this keeps getting improved, and it looks really good actually. Now, the final way is Decred has a treasury, so you get to vote on how those treasury funds get spent. Now, every proposal that goes into Politea is proposed in DCR or dollar, but it gets converted into DCR, so the amount that comes out of the treasury is in DCR, and no proposal goes forward without the say of the coin holders, and it's absolutely amazing. So what we're going to do is we're going to focus in on Politea and how you can get involved in Decred system, and how you can kind of see how it all works. So let's head on over to the Decred website. So this is the Decred website, and as before, just like in the last videos, if we click on this menu button here, we can go into the getting started, and you'll notice the block explorers there, but the one we're looking at is this proposal system. So the proposal system is Politea. This is the governance system. This is what you do when you stake your coins. So you click on Politea and it takes you through, And as you can see, there's lots of things going on. Now, if you want to become involved in voting or commenting or even putting up a proposal, you have to be a member. So you have to go in, either log in or sign up. Now, currently, to sign up to Politea, it does cost 0.1 Decred. Now, this is just to make sure that anyone that's commenting in the system actually has some kind of stake in the system. Now, when you spend 0.1 Decred, it's currently something like £1, so it's not a lot of money, but it just basically says that we're not going to get flooded by spammers, and it's a good system. So people that sign up to the system generally have the best interest for the project at heart. Once you've done that, if you want to put a proposal forward, it will cost you 0.1 Decred, and this is the same principle, just stops people from spamming the system. Now, once you've put your 0.1 Decred and you've signed up to the system, you can comment as much as you want, which is great. So if you want to put your thoughts forward on a proposal, you can do that, and you can become an active participant in the community. And the community is thriving. There's lots going on. It's a great system, and generally people are quite positive. We're by no means kind of a yes man community, so we don't all agree with each other, but because of Politea, we have a way of moving these discussions forward in a really positive way. Now, remember, if you are going to get involved in this, you want to get involved deeply in the community. If you're going to put a proposal forward, this is where you're going to put it forward, but actually you should be talking to the community first. You should be going to the discussion platforms, and you should be talking to the community, and they're very open, and make yourself known to the community. As things go forward, if people haven't heard of you, what's tending to happen now? It's like, well, how have you kind of done anything for the community in the past to kind of validate what you're doing now? So definitely, if you're getting into the community, make yourself known, get involved. So currently, the Politea process is fourfold, really. It starts in discussion, but there's actually a pre-discussion. So a lot of people put up their proposals on things like Discord, and they get the community to validate it. So there's a pre-discussion. Once it's had enough validation there, then it comes into the proposal stage. So they put their proposal up and it goes into the discussion. So this happens before any voting happens, where people get to comment on your proposal and you get to reply back. Once the discussion's over, and if the proposer is happy to move this forward, it can then go to the voting stage. After the voting stage, it'll either be approved, it'll be rejected, or it'll be abandoned, and that's how the process works. It's a really good system, actually. So as you can see, we've got 4 proposals going forward at the moment. We've got this, in discussion. We've got this marketing Decred proposal for Twitter, social media, and education. We've got a design domain budgets proposal going forward. We've got a Decred poker series, which should be quite cool. I'm not very good at poker, but I might have a go at that if it goes through. And then we have an augmented reality posters. Now, we've currently got 2 voting on. So if we go into the voting stage, so this is all the comments have been submitted, and the author has had a chance to reply to all the comments, and now the voting is going forward. Now, what needs to happen first is at least 60% of voting has to happen. So currently that is set at 8,206 votes. They have to happen in order for a vote to be approved. So even if you've got 100% yeses, if it doesn't reach this 60% mark, it still won't go through. Currently that's never happened from what I've seen. There's quite a high kind of voting rate on Decred. People that stake on Decred actually take it really, really seriously. So this 60% always kind of happens. Not all proposals go through. So once it reaches that 60%, it then gets seen as a yes vote or a no vote. So as you can see on this first one, a practical marketing opportunity, you can see that 1,273 have voted yes, and 8,030 have voted no. We've already gone way past the maximum vote, so this is unlikely to go through now. And that's just the way it happens. So, don't get too upset if your proposal doesn't go through. It's just the way the system works, and I think that's a valid comment. Is a lot of us don't always get agreed with, but we stay around because we believe in this, and there's enough educated people in the system that can really kind of sniff this stuff out and tell if it's good value or not. So this next one, this moderation of Decred communications. So as you can see, it's past the 60%. It's got 72% yes votes, and it's got 27% no votes. So this looks like it'll probably go through. It's way past the mark, so that's great. So now let's have a look at what happens before it goes to votes. If we click on one of these proposals, so the person puts it up. So in this case, this person B has put up the proposal, and they've structured it, what the proposal is, why the proposal is needed, how the proposal will be deployed, who's involved, the budget that will be required, the when it will happen, and then any risks involved. And this is quite a standard way of approaching this. Once you put it up there, people then start commenting. Now, if you are going to put a proposal forward, you must reply to comments. If you're not replying to comments, it tends to go against you very, very quickly. And obviously, just kind of be honest about what you're trying to do. So this person B, as the discussion unfolded, has responded to every single comment, and in a way that kind of articulates what they're hoping to do. Now, as this was a community-based project, and as there was multiple people involved, and it already had lots of pre-discussion, you can see all the community members here. That's why it had such a lot of backbone, and that's why kind of people went, yeah, okay, well, we can see the value in this. We can see that this is legit and this is valuable. And I would say that, and I know I've said it already, but the Decred community are very, very good at sniffing out scams, and they're very good at seeing if someone isn't genuine. And you may see that your proposal was really, really valid for you, but if the community finds no value in it, it will go against you quite hard. And you'll see if we go back to the main page, you'll see that with the rejected and the abandoned. So you can see there's been just as many rejected as there have been approved. So we're not kind of going to just approve anything, which is, it's great for the Treasury, because remember, all of these funds that we're spending here are coming straight out of the Treasury. So what I would say to you is have a look through Politea. If you have something to contribute to the community and you want to get involved, I would definitely do that. I would say get involved with the community, do some pre-discussions based on what you're hoping to do, on what you think is important to the community, and see what the community thinks. This community is absolutely amazing. I've never seen one like it. Lots of positivity, but they will be honest with you as well. If they think it's shower thoughts, if they think it's not a great idea, they will be honest with you. And more often than not, they are really respectful. If you were to do this on another system, you would expect a lot of backlash for putting proposals forward. But this, they will see it through to conclusion. They will talk through the issues, talk through anything that they see as a concern, so that you have ample opportunity to improve your proposal. So that brings us to the end of this video. If you like that, if you want to subscribe, like the channel, give us a comment. Everything is valid. It's always great to hear from you. I'm a true believer in Decred. I think what they're doing is amazing, and the reason that I'm such a believer is ultimately this voting system, the way that people that hold the coin actually have a massive say. If you want to put a small donation forward, it's not necessary, of course, but if you do, this is the Decred Society wallet. All funds donated do go towards the channel, so buying new video equipment and things like that. So, everything's welcome, but obviously it's not required. And I'm going to leave it there. But have a good one, and I'll see you next time.
I don't know a lot about the Decred.
Kidding about printing, flooding the system with money.
Yes, exactly.
And there's no end to your ability to do that.
We will do whatever we need to do to make sure that there's enough cash in the bank.
I wish I was more educated on Decred. Decred. He is bullish on Decred.